All right, guys, we're back in the garage. We got the TRX4M. Going to install the brushless kit from Furitek. Really been looking forward to this one. I've been wanting to get it as soon as I saw it came out. As you know, brushless is always better, at least for me. So we're going to get this thing taken apart, get this installed, and give it a drive. For receiver, I'm going to get this Traxxas guy in there. I have this from another truck that I took apart, so I figured I might as well use that. It's got a little dirt on it, but it'll work. So we'll get all this stuff in there, get it swapped out, and take it for a spin. So here's the good stuff we're going to be putting in today. Got the Furitek kit. That's what it is right there. There's a part number for you. FUR-2260. Right there for the TRX4M. So it should be pretty simple install. See, we got the motor, ESC. This stuff is so small. I mean, just for size comparison, there's that receiver. There's the motor. We'll get it out of the package right now. All right, everything's out of the package. Here's the ESC box. I took the plastic off already. This guy is so tiny too. Man, look at that thing. Wow. Little tiny guy. We'll set that over to the side. The motor came, the box is all busted. So hopefully, I mean, it should be pretty tough, but hopefully it's not messed up because it looks all right. I guess I have it on video if something's bent. I don't know if we can tell, but that thing is tiny. Wow. There's my thumb. Huh. But there's a motor for this guy. Motor and ESC. Like I said, I'm just going to use this Traxxas transmitter. So go ahead and get everything torn apart on this TRX4M and we'll put it in. This stuff doesn't even weigh anything. This is crazy. Awesome though. Just a quick overview of what we're going to do. Obviously, you got to get the body off, 2 clips. If you're thinking about buying one of these, do it. You won't regret it. Even if you leave it stock, still great stock. Motor's awesome stock. Everything works great. Got to take this ESC transmitter combo out. A couple bolts here. Pop this guy out. We got to get these wires out all the way back. We'll leave the servo wire there because that's going to plug into the new ESC. Get the battery tray out of the way. Pull the transmission out. Couple bolts to pull that bad boy out. Let the drive shaft slide out. And then we will get the motor swapped out. I'm not sure how the new motor goes in, so we'll have to figure that out once we get the transmission out. But we'll get that new motor in, reverse the process, transmission back, battery box back. Then we got to decide where we're going to mount the receiver and the speed control. So, all right. So we'll get it taken apart. So 1.5 is what I have on the drill. We'll get this ESC out of here. Make sure you put your screws somewhere you won't lose them. Well, I guess in this case I'm not putting this back, but still good practice. Save your screws. Get this guy unplugged. I know that the worst part about it is the light kit isn't going to work, so I might be able to wire them in just direct where they're on all the time, but it won't have the fancy functions. But that's okay. I'm okay with that. I'll sacrifice that for the brushless. So, choose a couple screws. Trays popping out. Like I said, everything's coming out except for the servo is going to stay. Unless I was changing it, but I'm not changing it. So, leave that guy. Well, I guess the lights are going to stay too. So, basically just taking out the motor. I'll have to cut that zip tie. All right. So, let's get this transmission out of here. Little tiny bolts, so I'll be mindful of those. I do have the normal gears in here. They have the high gears and the low gears. I just have the normal ones that come with it. I'm hoping those work out well. I know a lot of guys put the crawl gears in. We'll see. I'm hoping this thing has enough torque where I can leave it alone, because I still would like some top end, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So 4 bolts for the transmission there. And that guy should wiggle out. Oh, she's out. All right. Easy money. So set the frame to the side. There's our transmission. If you were doing a swap, you can buy these from Traxxas. You can get the high gear, low gear, or the, what do they call it? It's a middle gear, whatever it is. The middle one's what they come with. And then you can buy these, swap it out, or you can buy the internal gears. So if you wanted to buy the whole thing, swap it out. This I already have put the ball bearings in this one. Excuse me. I have the bearings in this whole rig, which I've said this before and I'll say it again. Do it. If you have one of these, put the bearings in it. It is smoother. It's a better machine. It should have had bearings in it from the beginning, in my opinion. So it looks like we got to crack this case open and then get this motor unbolted. So that's what we're going to do. All right. Looks like we got to take the drive shafts off. Everything so far has been a 1.5 millimeter. So as you can see, my son wants to help. You want to help? All right, let me go get him. All right, we're back. I got to help her now. So we get these drive shafts off here. Like I said, everything's 1.5 millimeter, which is nice. I hate some of these trucks. You got to switch back and forth, and it's a pain. It's nice, I guess, on these small ones like this to have it uniform. I think basically the 2 cases transmission split. I took all the gears from the motor side, laid them in that side, how they came out. That way I can set this to the side and I won't mess them up. 2 screws in there to get the motor out of there. They are Loctited, so we'll Loctite them again. Little teeny tiny guys. There we go. Motor's out. It's a lot bigger than the brushless one, for sure. All right, the motor's in the transmission. Drive lines are back on. We're going to get this bolted in, 4 bolts back in the frame. I'll probably speed through that, get that back together. Then we'll check out where we're going to put the ESC. All right, so the motor's in. Here's a little ESC. I just set the battery tray back in there. We're going to get the battery tray bolted down, and I got to figure out where to put this receiver. It fits between the frame rails right here, barely, but I had to notch these little screws, spots where the screws go for the old ESC. Had to notch that, so I'm probably going to stick that there, and then maybe try to double-sided tape that to that. I got double-sided tape on the bottom of the receiver, so I'll probably just put that there. Do that and see how that goes. Then we'll get the receiver plugged in. Got to get the servo back in, the lights, and the ESC here. And then that's the battery plug. Comes set up for the Traxxas battery. So, all right, we'll get that done right now. All right, so here's a semi-finished product. I say semi-finished. I still got to button up some wires. I'm going to zip tie some stuff down, zip tie this stuff down. Can't find my little zip ties. Motor's in there, ESC's in there, receiver's in there. Just a Traxxas standard little receiver. I do need to program it. I need to change the motor rotation because right now I'm opposite of my controller. One thing's interesting is my rear end is making a bunch of noise. I don't know if you can hear it. I don't know why. I didn't notice that before. I'm sure it was doing it before. I just didn't notice it. But that's it. Like I said, I'm going to clean up some wires. I'm probably going to open up that rear end and see what's wrong with it. If there's something wrong with it, I'll let you know. But that's it. That thing gets going too. Just let me see here. So slow crawling. It's that rear end that sounds bad. But man, that thing gets it. That's going to be fun. So, all right. Well, I'm going to open up this rear end, see what's wrong with that, and then go from there. Get it zip tied up, and then we'll do some real testing. All right, guys. Everything's in. I opened up that rear diff, put some more grease. Hopefully that fixes it. It's not making the noise like it was, so we'll see what helps, if that helps. Everything's in there. I still need to tie everything up, make it look pretty. I can't find myself some old zip ties, so I'll do that once I get those. But first impressions, really good kit. Really good low speed control. We'll get it and run it right now. The top end is crazy. Again, I have the normal gears. I don't have the crawler gears, but it seems low enough for me. Other than that, I'm using just a Traxxas receiver, just like what would come with pretty much any Traxxas car anymore. I had it, so might as well use it. It fixed between the frame rails. You just have to cut a little bit of the plastic, but it worked. Those you can pretty much get for nothing. The app is cool. Got it in the Furitek app. I was able to change the settings. So now forward is forward and reverse is reverse on here. It's pretty cool to see the motor spin. It's pretty cool. So let's put the body back on and just kind of show you the low speed control. All right, we got everything zip tied up. Looking a lot better. Only found 2 little zip ties, but got it zip tied there. I kind of tried to make everything as neat as I could. Zip tied it there. And there she is, guys. The Furitek Komodo. It's in there for the TRX4M. Looks sweet. Using the factory battery, factory connector. Receiver from a different Traxxas car. Pretty sweet. And it is awesome. Slow control is awesome. The top end is crazy. It's got to be, I don't know, 3-4 times as fast as it was. It's crazy. So, all right. That's it. Let's go run it. Let's throw this body on. All right. Show you some low speed. See if it's got it. I'm just barely touching the throttle. Just barely touching it. Oh yeah, it's got some low speed torque. Some good flex right there. You can go in there. I didn't change. I have the forward set 100%, reverse set 100%. The FOC, which is the part that helps you, is at 30%. I haven't messed with that. I changed the motor rotation. Everything else I left alone. There's a lot of parameters in there you can adjust. It was really easy. I did a firmware update right away. I updated some stuff and then checked it out. So app's pretty easy to use. That was sweet. Other than that, I mean, I think this is going to be a big upgrade for this thing. So here's a little running video. Brushless installed. Man, this thing's a blast. So much more power on the top end, more torque on the low end. The slow speed crawling is great. The kit overall was easy to put in. Nothing really tough about it, other than just finding placement of the ESC and transmitter, receiver, ESC and receiver. Just finding placement where you want to put that. You can get a little Traxxas receiver. Those used receivers, a lot of people will give them to you if you know somebody or find somebody that has upgraded their radio. in their Traxxas truck. So you can get those for pretty much nothing. And then just bind your factory radio to that. And that saves you a little bit of money. So the only thing bad about the kit that I could say is the price. I think it's like 130 bucks, which you're putting 130 bucks into a truck that was 150, which kind of, sucks, but it does make it a whole different vehicle. But if you want the extra power, you want the extra punch, the Furitek kit definitely does it. I mean, it's a pretty much plug and play kit, real easy to install, motor bolted up fine. You do have to find a place for the receiver and the ESC. Other than that, it's great. You get to use the factory battery, which the factory battery that the Traxxas come with is good. To me, it's better than the ones that actually come with. More runtime, and I think it's a better battery. Other than using that plug, if you already have, batteries you like to use that don't have the Traxxas plug, then the Furitek kit is going to have the Traxxas plug on it. But you can change it or run an adapter, whatever you want to do. But it's a blast. It's a lot of fun. And, I mean, after putting it in, I wish I would have done it sooner. I mean, I had no idea how much difference it was going to make. It just totally makes it a different truck. I am worried about the transmission gears. I did put grease in there. They are plastic. So I don't know. I'm not sure if anybody has upgraded metal ones yet, but I'm going to have to look into that. I haven't broke them yet, but we'll see. I just did it, so we'll see how long they last. But it's a pretty sweet setup, that's for sure. So much more power all the way around. You can see here, I'll show a little slow crawling. And then at the end of the video, there's a couple drag races of this one versus a stock one. Completely stock other than tires. It has a little bigger tires, and this thing just smokes it. It's not even a comparison. You can do wheelies. If you're on the carpet, you can pull wheelies pretty much as long as you want. The thing will pretty much flip over. Or if you're on like grippy concrete. It's just a whole different truck. It's a whole different animal. Here you can see I had a little jump. Before it barely rolled over that jump. Now it actually caught a little air, which is crazy. Here's a drag race. Not even a competition. That thing is gone. It just makes it so much more fun. It is a blast. I can't say enough about it. I want to do like a shootout thing. Maybe these two, do some different challenges. I'm thinking about doing these two versus a completely stock one. Maybe modifying the red one a little more, put the bearings in it, do a couple things to it, and then have like a completely stock one, a medium, and then a fully modded with the brushless, and do like a shootout kind of thing. So let me know if that's something you guys want to see. I appreciate you guys watching. Like, subscribe, comment, and I'll have more to come, and see you guys in the next one. Thanks.